Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, hump day, woo woo, February 16th. This is a look at your watch list and what is going on today. It's really important that you know the economic calendar. I post it every morning in market news. There's lots of places that you can go and find this, but I post this calendar, and it's not just because I need it, but it's really important to know what is coming up in the day. Some days we don't really have anything, nothing really worth mentioning or worthwhile. But when we get this economic data, especially right now, as it's concerned to inflation, so we're looking at consumer sentiment, consumer price index, producer price indexes, all of these things are really important. And then today, big day, FOMC, they will release the minutes of their last meeting. They also had that closed meeting that was on Monday. And we also, and then the presser, so that'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern time is the release of the minutes. 2:30 is when the Q&A will start. We are still dealing with everything that's going on internationally in Russia and Ukraine, and that is a real, it's kind of like watching a chess game, right? You're just waiting for that very next move. So just be very cautious how exposed you are in the market, and maybe even have a little bit of a hedge. So I do have some gold as a hedge, and I will also look to buy a little bit of oil here this morning. I was watching for it yesterday. Energy overall had pulled back a bit, and some of those names really started to come right back up. So that is a good thing. All right, let's get into the watch list. All right, so this is what our ES looks like here. This is the S&P futures, and we are still up above the 200. This was our day yesterday after putting in a pretty long tail. Previous day, yesterday, Tuesday, we came in and pushed the rest of the way up, came back up over the 200. The 200, really decent line in the sand. That's something we're going to be watching again here today. Now, we are on the downside of our futures candle because a lot of this news, I think that we're going to kind of chop around. We'll probably have a pretty decent half hour or so, and then we will push along after that. So we have the so we're going to, wait a minute, let me start over. We are going to have a half an hour here, probably, where it would be volatile, and then I think it's just going to chop along until we get those Fed minutes. Remember, when we get that release, a lot of times we get a push or a pull, right? We're going to get a big move one way or the other, and then we get an opposite action. And then a lot of times what happens is we end up going in the direction of the initial move. So just be really cautious. If you're not really quick on your game, you know what? Just set it out. Wait till it all is baked in. That is totally a smart way to not have to work quite so hard. All right, so anyway, here we are over the 200. But let's hop into a few of those plays that I was talking about. There's a lot of really nice charts. Yesterday, we watched CHWY. This has been on our list here for several days and made a very nice move. This, you wouldn't know that the market was really that volatile because we just sat here in this nice little channel like the push up here. Now you can see all of this volume support that we're getting ready to clear out. I like CHWY on a push over 54.30, and I am watching the August 14th CHWY 55s. All of the calls I'm making today are for the April 14th. I'm making for April because I'm pushing out here to give a little bit more time. So CHWY, that's the call, the 55 call over 54.30 or an opening range break, depending on where the open is. And I'm going to stop there around 52.75. We made some pretty nice trades in this as of late. And look at this beautiful move. We took a little pause right there. We pushed up. We're resting here along this fib line. Nice move up. And if you want to, I like drawing in the trend lines. You know, how do you know if they're right? Well, you never necessarily do. But I like, this is then a line in the sand. We push up above it. We close if we come back below it. That's what I like about these trend lines, and it kind of gives us a very clear picture of strength in a stock. I am watching new here The 120 call over 122.10. So yes, those are in the money. You could push that out, but as of right now, those are the ones I'm looking at. And but as we see more volume build in some of those other strikes, we could certainly push that out. My stop's going to be around 119.80, and I'm going to target here the 123.40. So in the watch list here, if you are part of our community and get the emails, you will see that I'm starting to put the targets in of what I'm looking for as well. So kind of just building a better picture for what I'm looking at in these charts. Basic materials, definitely one to watch. There's other names like AA, LAC, STLD was another one that I really liked, X. So keep an eye on all of those. All right, CVX, this is the oil play I was talking about. You can look at XOM, BP, there are a lot of them, or just hang your hat on the XLE, which is the sector ETF. Like the look here of this push up over the 20 yesterday after getting, like just pretty much just fell out of the bed there, but got itself back up, looking for a move to continue to fill that gap. I like the CVX 414, 135 calls over 134.85 or an opening range break. Now, with any news out of Russia, this could take a very drastic turn, so be very cautious of that, maybe scale into it. My stop's at 133.08. My first target is 133.05, and then moving on to 137.94. So some names that reported, Airbnb will be on a tear here this morning. RBLX will be trying to hang on to some kind of support. It got smucked pretty good in earnings. Mu continues to be a very strong stock. Look for a nice pullback and then a push. NVIDIA does report after the bell. So Mu, AMD, some of those can move with this. So keep an eye on that. Some of the other names that we've been watching. Datadog, look at this nice long tail. Joe in our community had me look at this. So this is a nice little inside candle, super long tail. Look for a break to the upside of yesterday's candle on that. Electric vehicles did pretty well yesterday. Along with that, they've got to charge up. Look at Plug. Plug's looking pretty good. You can look at CHPT, so for ChargePoint, or Blink as well. All of those look good. One that I have not traded before, UPath, nice little move here, looking for a move up over the 50 for a clear trend change. Again, this is why the trend lines are important. There you go, trend change in progress. Let me take this out here real quick. Got to clean up these charts every now and then. And Square, this one I really do like. Look at this. We're continuing to move sideways. We still have a lot of volume in here. We closed up over the 20. Like this over yesterday's high. And see, we are making a nice little wedge here. We do have earnings, so this would be a shorter play for right now, and then we'll see how those earnings play out. And Zillow, they also had earnings, gapped, and just keep on going. Keep an eye on this. This has a lot of room, right? Because once we clear, right around where we topped out yesterday, 65.65, the next will be to move into this gap here on Z. So take a look at all of those as well. All right, if you have any questions, reach out, Heather C at GivingTreeTrading.com. I hope to see you soon.